Welcome to another episode of Dirty Dane Thrifts. Today we're going to be looking at the Super PowerNote by Brother. We're at your side. So here's the box. This is what the front looks like. It has a whole bunch of information on it. For true portability, don't forget the optional battery. Here's a brief blurb of what it can do. Here's the side of the box and the other side of the box with what the box originally came with. Here's the back of the box with a ton of information. I will show some close-ups in a minute, but feel free to pause the video if you want to read it. The perfect partner for PC owners, students, professionals, online users, those who don't know how to use a PC. This product is basically meant for those that didn't want a full-blown PC, but wanted to be able to do things like word processing, spreadsheets, it's essentially like a PDA, but in a laptop format. So here's a letter that was included in the box. It's a little beat up at this point, but this product is from 1996. And here's an accessory order form where you can see the price and stuff you can get. Here is the Super PowerNote manual. Someone has conveniently put a post-it note with some of the exit commands and here's one of the floppy disks that it comes with, where you can play Tetris and Turnabout. And here's another disc that was just included from the guy, and here's what it looks like out of the box. It's pretty light, kind of cheap plastic, gray. And as you can see, I also took out the floppy drive, and that is because it wasn't working. And I should have filmed that. When you put a floppy disk in, it would just go click, 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 and like make these lines across the screen. So it also has a COM port for networking to other computers, and a serial port for connecting to a printer. And here's the side with the on-off switch, power cord thingy, and a brightness wheel. Here's the keyboard. It is not a mechanical keyboard, but I do like the look of it, and it feels pretty decent. Alright, so let's start the sucker up. So when you press the power button in, it says working, and then good afternoon, or good evening, or good morning, depending on what time it thinks it is. So here's the word processor, and this is what the keyboard sounds like. Pretty silent. But satisfying. Alright, so let's check out the self-demo. Kind of just tells you stuff about what it can do. Feel free to pause if you want to read this stuff. Ooh, check out these sick graphics. Holy moly, it's slow. This is the actual, I didn't slow this down. Yeah, that's what a monochrome screen can do in 1996. So let's try a spreadsheet. Well, it's asking to insert a disk, which I don't have since it has no disk drive at the moment. So I guess spreadsheets need a floppy disk. Yep, not working. Let's move on. So here's the address book. So you have a bunch of different options. Here's the memory. And this would be the list of the entries if I had a list. Pretty neat. So these are the options. You can input data, block record, load, save, function, label stuff, print stuff, all that good stuff. So I'm going to attempt to save this, see if it'll actually save on the computer, because I don't know if it has internal storage at all. If it does, it's probably very little. But yeah, it's asking for a disk. Alright, let's try the calendar. So yeah, it's a basic calendar. Here's the memory. So here's a to-do list. Here's the clock, which is pretty rad. You can toggle between different time zones and whatnot, so that's pretty neat. Line by line, what I think this is you can type lines and then it'll immediately kind of print that line if you're connected to a printer, almost like a typewriter, but more freedom to go back and correct things and make it how you want to, line by line. So here's the communication thing where you can connect to other computers via the comm link, or to a modem, and I guess send things through the internet. So you can also like dial phone numbers, which is pretty neat. You can send text / ASCII, so you can basically send text to other computers back in 1996, receive them, exit. Here's the calculator. It's a pretty basic calculator, but can do most things that a normal calculator at that time could do, so that's pretty cool to have in your little PowerNote. Now, here's the file management. So this is with a couple things that I saved, so I guess it does save there. I just don't know whether if I power it off, if it'll still be there. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.